Next on Worcester News tonight, an armed robbery outside a shopping mall has customers on alert. Plus, a historic home in Northborough is destroyed by a 3-alarm fire over the weekend. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. We begin tonight in Auburn, where police are investigating an armed robbery. It happened late Monday morning outside of the Auburn Mall. Police are looking for a suspect, and as our Catherine Andrioli reports, shoppers are concerned.
Auburn police are looking for a suspect they say robbed a man outside the Auburn Mall at knife point. Police say it happened in a parking lot just before noon Monday.
The suspect threatened to stab him with the knife. It was a small knife, but nonetheless, he threatened to stab him, and he told the victim to walk away and not look back.
Police are working to identify the suspect. The victim describes as a black man in his 20s, but police say a lack of surveillance footage is making their job more difficult.
Unfortunately, the mall doesn't have any security surveillance out in that area, so we don't have any video to go on. We're checking other local stores and stores within the mall because we believe he may have possibly been in the mall prior to that.
Despite several incidents that have happened here outside of the Auburn Mall, police say there are still no surveillance cameras installed in the exterior of the building, making it more difficult for them to investigate.
There was a homicide at the mall. I believe that was in February of 2014. And unfortunately, it was a mall almost in the same location as far as under the parking garage, and there were no cameras. There still are no cameras.
Some people say the mall's lack of surveillance cameras outside is concerning.
When I go to a mall, I assume to be safe and my car not being broken into or my children getting hurt.
There's cameras everywhere now. There's a lot of thefts that happen, so it does concern me.
Police say the mall has security cameras inside each of the individual stores, but not on the exterior of the building, something police say has been an ongoing issue.
It's been an ongoing issue that we've been in discussions. My chief's been in discussions with the mall management about it. And, from our point of view, we'd love to see cameras.
A statement released by the Auburn Mall manager says, "At Auburn Mall, the safety and security of our shoppers, tenants, and employees remains our top priority. While Simon as a protocol does not publicly release all on-property security measures, we can assure that our staff, mall management, and our security team are in full cooperation with the investigating agencies on this current matter." Police say surveillance video is critical in solving crimes like Monday's armed robbery because video and images can be shown on social media, making it easier to identify the suspect with the public's help.
When there is surveillance in a crime, it's helpful. It's very helpful. Definitely. So without it, we're kind of hamstrung a little bit, quite honestly.
In Auburn, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Catherine. A 3-alarm fire destroys a historic home in Northborough early Sunday morning. The Hudson Street fire displaced a local firefighters family of 4. The homeowner, Todd Yellick, has been a fire paramedic for more than 20 years. The Northborough Fire Department says he tried to put the fire out with his garden hose while calling 911. Yellick was treated for minor burns and smoke inhalation. The family made it out safely, but their cat did not survive. The home, known as the Goodrich Model House, was built in 1898. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The Northborough Fire Department has set up a fund to help support the Yellick family. Southbridge firefighters are trying to find the cause of 2 different fires. The first started yesterday afternoon, ripping through 3 different buildings on Main Street. Multiple witnesses say they saw the fire in the alley between the buildings. 8 businesses and a rooming house were damaged. Not far away, a second fire happened on Benefit Street. 10 families were displaced. Investigators say the fires are not connected. One of the affected businesses has been opened for decades. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke with those trying to pick up the pieces and stay positive.
I saw everything collapse, and I mean, it's been devastating. I haven't stopped crying all night.
A 6-alarm fire in Southbridge Sunday destroys this hair salon. Main Creations owner Maria Colon has been at the Main Street location for more than 30 years.
I was here cleaning up the shop when they came in and they told me to evacuate because there was a fire.
I got a call from Maria. She told me that it was on fire and I came with my husband
According to the Southbridge town manager, a large section of the brick building is a loss, including Main Creations.
Main Creations is a hairdressing salon that is going to be closed and out of business, as well as Liberty Tax Office is there, that's going to be closed. Some of these best driving schools are going to be boarded up until we can get an engineer here to make sure the building's secure, but that part of the building is not going to be ripped down, but it is going to be closed until we can make sure the building is entirely safe.
Business owners who lost everything to the massive fire are looking for ways to stay positive.
We lost everything that we had. As soon as possible that I can find another location and start all over again.
We just have to stick together and be stronger, and we are getting the support from our families, our clients, friends. It's unbelievable.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
After opening up this past weekend, Powwow Worcester is now in full swing and giving downtown a makeover. The festival is a 2-week-long celebration of art and music. Our Cam Jandro has more on what organizers have to say about the festival.
With opening ceremonies over, Powwow Worcester is officially underway. The week-long festival plans to transform the walls on some of Worcester's most iconic structures and bring some new life to the city.
So we're hoping that it's going to not only inspire residents to see all of this art that's happening here, but also excite visitors to come down and see what's going on in Worcester and kind of bolster the small business growth and things out of that.
Powwow is a gathering of artists engaging with communities to create art and music. Kyla Pacheco is the Director of Operations at Action Worcester and co-lead director of Powwow Worcester. She says the festival is a chance to celebrate and embrace the city we live in.
Powwow Worcester, there's a little bit of something for everyone. I mean, if you're looking to walk downtown, we've been meeting people that have said they haven't walked downtown in 25 years. It's the first time they've been downtown in 25 years.
Murals are being painted at a total of 10 spots downtown, headlined by the DCU Center, Mechanics Hall, and the Palladium. Pacheco says the projects are making good headway and encourages residents to visit the new paintings.
We still have 3 projects that we're waiting to launch, but our major walls, the largest walls, DCU, the Palladium, the Hanover Theater, are all started. They're starting to come together and you really start to see what the artists are, their piece is really going to end up looking like.
Now, Powwow Worcester is putting on several events throughout the week until September 3rd when the event comes to the close. Now, this is just another step in the city's revitalization plan, and they feel that it's going to benefit downtown. Olivia?
Thank you, Cam. 2 men are on the run after an early morning home invasion in Worcester. It took place just before 3 this morning on Endicott Street. The family told officers 2 men entered the apartment with a handgun and shotgun. One man was hit in the head with the handle of the shotgun. No one else was hurt, but the suspects did take an unknown amount of money. And in Spencer, a man is in custody after being caught with drugs and cash in his pocket. You're looking at photos posted by police last night. We're told officers were called to the Big Y Plaza on West Main Street last night to check out a suspicious man. He was carrying more than $2,000 in cash, a cell phone, and what is believed to be 2 grams of cocaine and a gram of heroin. A local doctor is preparing for a long bike ride for a great cause. Less than 2 years after surviving the Ebola virus, Dr. Rick Sacra is biking all around Massachusetts to raise money to combat another disease plaguing the West African nation of Liberia. Our Rosin Flaherty caught up with him today and has the details.
What could I do? How can we make a difference over there?
Dr. Rick Sacra has battled the Ebola virus. He's traveled to treat patients in Liberia, even after suffering from the disease himself. Next month, he's taking on a new challenge, a 160-mile bike ride to raise money to combat HIV and AIDS in the West African country.
How could I raise money for this? And I love riding. So I was, at the end of a long ride, I sort of started thinking, how could I put together a bike ride?
Sacra will make stops around the state before ending in Worcester. Along the way, he'll talk about outreach efforts. He says he was unhappy with the HIV and AIDS situation in Liberia and knew some techniques that would work.
But we didn't have any funding right now to put those things in place.
Sacra hopes to fund community outreach to get people with HIV trained to go out and help those who are suffering with the disease, along with getting people tested.
It's not that we don't have the resources, it's that we need to get people in and get connected with them, get them into treatment.
Sacra is hoping to attract 2,500 donors. His plan is to be back in Liberia a few weeks after the ride.
All right. Ready to go.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
2 youth football teams came together Sunday night to honor a true hero. The Lester Spencer Raiders beat the Auburn Rockets 19-6, but in a Facebook post, the team says there are some things in life that are bigger than the wins and loss on the field. The two teams honored fallen Auburn police officer Ronald Tarentino Jr., who was shot and killed in May in the line of duty. Each association wore the same center stripe to honor Officer Tarentino and came together at the end of the game for a team picture.